So my darkest hour was, I remember I was going to lose it all. I was in the running for a police officer, to be a police officer. I passed every test. All I had to do was be selected. Um, and I wasn't chasing God at all. I was living bad and broken, and I just wasn't doing anything for God. I ran away from God and the people that ministered to me in my church. I left a life that I knew was right for me because I was so broken in the things that had gone on. And I got caught up in all the drinking and partying and drugs and alcohol and, just even though I knew where I was supposed to be. I was living the wrong way of life, and I knew that. I created a background in my life, not only in the natural, but in the spiritual, and I got away from the things I knew were right. Even though knowing better was, even though I knew better, I was still disgusted at my life because I knew it was wrong, but I still chose to continue on with what I was doing. That life was more fun to me. So I remember waking up one day before I was going to the police academy, and I was just waiting to be selected, and I remember looking in the mirror, and the man I seen wasn't who I was. I didn't like it. I didn't like the man I seen. I knew I was living my life broken still, and having to go away for 21 weeks, 22 weeks, and leave my wife and children, which was also broken. My relationship with my children was broken, and my relationship with my wife was broken. And so I made the decision to reach out to Pastor Terry at the time, which was my associate pastor. And I reached out to him, and I just told him, I need to change my life. I can't live this way anymore. I'm scared of what's going to happen. I'm going to go through this, and I don't know what could happen. And I don't think the current man that I am today is ready for this change in my life. And so he, of course, was like, sounds great. I'm not going to chase you. I will help you and I will disciple you, but I'm not going to chase you. If you want to do this, you've got to make this decision to run after God with all of your heart and change your life. So I stretched out my mind and I did it. I chased Pastor Terry with everything I had. I chased God with everything I had. And my life didn't become easier. Surprisingly, everybody talks about how you make this change and your life is it's going to be easier. It's going to be better, but it wasn't. Even though I was healed from being broken, even though that was put behind me, it was still hard. Like the enemy attacked me hard, and the enemy attacked me in the temptations in my life, and just going back to the things I had done and bringing up my past of criminal activities and just things that wasn't me, and constantly try to remind me of that to get me away from what I was chasing. But I didn't quit, and that was probably the best point for me. Was I chose not to quit. I made my outcry to God, and when I did, He was there for me, and that was the greatest part. Was no matter how long I had left, no matter the things I'd done, when I cried out for God, God proved to be there for me. And now with my wife, who our marriage was broken and damaged and wasn't going anywhere, on the edge of divorce, with a small son, being homeless, we're still together, 9 years married and 12 years together. I have 3 beautiful children. We live in a beautiful home that only God could give us. Our house is something that is truly a blessing on just the way that God loves us. And so if I can say anything, when you cry out to God, He's going to be there. It's going to be tough and times are going to be hard, but when you cry out to God, He's there. Just like He was there for me, He never left. He was just waiting for me to return home.